I actually thought about doing that as a meme. Just like put all of a bunch of cards that have just previously been banned in Modern into the same deck list and just like run it for the funsies. Just like Wild Nacatl, Bitter Blossom, Ancestral Vision, Valakut. Just like these are all cards that once weren't legal in this format that now are. 5-color banned stuff, yep. Hey, crazy ship. Wish this deck had more higher impact 3s. Yeah, I agree. I actually added the person that submitted this deck list. I cut 3 cards for the 3 Tarmogoyfs that we have. Tarmogoyf isn't super impressive in a shell like this, but I just feel like we need some more generic beaters. Speaking of Wild Nacatls, card's so unfair. I'm just gonna kill this now. That in the bud. Wants Rabblemaster or Tireless Tracker? That's interesting. So this list has kind of the awkward tension of it needs to have enough spells to make Bedlam Reveler playable. So like you can't have too many creatures in it. And like cards like Rabblemaster and Tireless Tracker don't defend Jace well, whereas Tireless Tracker does Jace well. My gut instinct is that this list is trying to do too many things looking at it, but I wanted to play a few games with it before really changing too much. Like the donation deck list, someone's played some games with this hopefully, or had some ideas for why they built it the way they did. So I always like to give the decks a real try before I make any meaningful changes to them. Yeah, I think so, Chad. Jace just like Jace is he's a fine card, but like there's a lot of decks in Modern where he's just not good. Maybe I should have waited and electrolyzed this Wild Nacatl, just like basic Forest, Kessig Wolfrun, Horizon Canopy, Wild Nacatl deck. That's something. I mean, Courser and Jace are both cards that like don't stop you from dying, which is a big part of the problem. Yeah, we're gonna play more Fae at some point. I'm definitely interested in playing that. So spend visions here, loop this into play. Probably gonna bolt this inside of combat. Yeah, Huntmaster's okay. The problem with him is that he costs 4 as well, and like we have 4 Bloodbraid Elves and we have Jaces, so like how many 4-drops could you realistically play? Again, as much as a lot of pros and people that are like screaming that the sky is falling, that like, you know, Modern is dead and all there is Jace decks left in the format, like there's more to this format than people casting Jace the Mind Sculptor. So like you have to, you know, play cards that are going to allow you to actually not die. This game's going pretty well so far, though. We just, like, picked our opponent's draw apart. We're down to 3 cards, and we're going to have a Snapcaster Mage plus 3 cards in our hand, and we're up lands on them. Ooh, there's a pretty lady. There's a pretty lady. Exciting. I will not cast my Jaces. Got it. Alright, let's, one needs to make green, make red, spin the wheel. I saw the title of Friedman's article, but I haven't actually read it because it just looked like more fear-mongering. Anyone that's claiming to have a firm grasp on what's going to be good, bad, or otherwise in Modern already with these changes is just lying to you. No one's played enough games yet. Maybe by this time next week they could be being honest about it, but BB into Electrolyze, that felt pretty good, right? Like my 3-2, kill your thing, draw a card. Well, we are playing Bedlam Reveler, so we do have some graveyard stuff in our deck. We do have some graveyard stuff in our deck. Love to use Path to Exile's ability, pick up an extra forest here. I'm gonna time that one out. You think about what you said and you come back when you have a good reason for saying it. It should be in the donation docket. In the queue. Oh, we milled a Reveler. That's sad. Alright, I'll take 3 here. That's fine. We're still, our health total's still pretty high, right? This thing's coming off soon. Next turn. Next turn it's coming off. I can play this Tarmogoyf out here. Still hold Cryptic Command up. Attack you for 2. Do I want to attack? Yeah, they're at 7. I'm gonna attack. Yes, it was a very aggressive attack. I agree. Is Thrun unplayable because of the cost? I don't know. I mean, like, if you expect the best Jace deck to be like a Miracles deck, Thrun doesn't seem particularly good. Alright, so let's see what this hits. So we'll just tap their team, draw a card, and untap and kill them? No, cutting them off Canopy is fine. Like, their Canopy's dealing damage to them. Kill you. Alright. Excellent. I think will be the best Jace deck. I'm smart enough to not put my foot in my mouth on that one, and I'm gonna say we should wait and see. That's where it's what separates me from many of the masses. I'm smart enough to say I'm not sure. We should wait and find out. This is modern. Most people aren't going to be playing things that are optimal. People are still going to play all the decks that they want to play. What am I doing here? So what cards are in their deck? They have, like, Wild Nicottles and crap. I guess I'm bringing in these Abrades. They're kind of a zoo deck. It's probably... Like, does Pyroclasm hit enough stuff in their deck? It really feels like it doesn't hit a ton, right? I'm going to board out a Jace and maybe a Chandra. Do I want these clicks? Clicking Bloodbraid Elf is actually pretty good. I actually think Clique's in a pretty good position overall in the format right now. You're bringing these Tireless Trackers too. Like, maybe Tracker's just better than Jace right now. Is that the case here? Just because, like, they're able to apply pressure to my Jace? It doesn't kill Wild Nicottle. It kills Teague. I'll just bring in one Clasm. I think that's fine. Let's bring in one. Let's try this. Anything to say to them about that? Anyone who tells you that Jace is most certainly going to ruin Modern, my favorite response to them so far has been, if they can predict the future, they should use that power for something more potent than predicting Magic the Gathering formats. Man, this hand could be literally anything. Could be literally anything. Literally anything. We're gonna mulligan. We're gonna mulligan. It's pretty good. Get a scry on the draw. Bottom this. Please keep. Get out of here. Yeah, this hand's very reasonable. And for some lands, perfect. Start with that, because we're certainly Thought Scouring this turn. Yeah, for sure. And Edgar, the person that finished 12th at GP Toronto with it, he added some Jaces to the list. Sweet, that's 3 in there already for this Bedlam Reveler. Goyf, goyf, goyf. Hey, ayo. Such a goddamn professional. Such professionalism from the Hogland. They could just have, like, Quasily Pride Mage here to make our Goyf a little bit sad, because they won't be able to block if they have that, but that's not the end of the world. We do want to make sure we probably kill this Thalia before before we Bloodbraid. So if we Bloodbraid into a creature, what's it called? A non-creature spell, we want to be able to... Alright, so remember this cost me 3 because of the Thalia, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. This probably needs to fetch Stomping Grounds, which kind of sucks. Never mind. We are in fact running Ancestral Vision. It's right there. This is a card that is in my deck. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this actually costs 4 right now. I'm actually... Oh, there's no basic mountain in this deck, is there? Yeah, I probably should have put a basic mountain in the mana base. Hopefully that doesn't kill us this game. This card's pretty good. Kill your Tireless Tracker. So... I think... I'm actually going to not attack here. We have so much value in my hand that I don't want to die to like Bloodbraid Elves and Lightning Bolts out of my opponent. So I'm going to be conservative and not attack, I think. Right, we get a little bit punished for that, but I think it's the right play. Sure. It's a 2/2, sure. So I'm gonna hold this back again as a chump blocker at this point. Like, we have this Bedlam Reveler, we have this Ancestral Vision on suspend. Near in here now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so the Bedlam Reveler is only gonna cost me 2 at this point. But like next turn we could potentially explore plus Bedlam Reveler. Honestly, maybe I'm just supposed to Bedlam Reveler and like leave myself mana to cast all my things. No, I haven't really been playing Hex lately. Just not enough time in the day. It's not enough hours in the day to do it all. Am I chump blocking if they attack me for 4? Apparently not. Apparently that is not an option. They're going to be attacking for 5 with this fetch. I wonder if they're going to attack or if they're going to start knighting. Now, I don't really have a desire to play that deck currently. Raging Ravine's not a bad hit. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and just like do this. Cast this Bedlam, pick 3 up, rather than play the Explorer. Tarmogoyf would be great. You know what? Maybe I'm supposed to do this on their turn. God, what a tilt. Just should have cast the Explorer. Just assumed I was gonna draw spells. What an idiot. What a big old glass of stupid I was, assuming I'd have drawn spells. Super punished. I don't think I want to go to 1 here. There's 2 more turns still, right? Yeah. What's going on, Anoronics? Matchup block with this Raging Ravine. I guess we had flipped over a lot of spells, huh? See if they had a removal spell here or not. It did. Alright. There's an island left in my deck. There is. Alright, well, we're going to 1. Hopefully we can hit a BBE or a Jace or something here. We're technically not dead on board. And we have this coming off in 2 turns. Alright, Cryptic Command's pretty good. Cryptic is pretty good. I'm just gonna go Breeding Pool pass here. I'm gonna draw 4 cards next turn. We can unsummon it. We can unsummon it again and again and again and again. So we need to pick up 4 new cards next turn. They do something that kills me here? Or are they tapping their lands wrong? They tapped their lands wrong. Yep. They've only played 2 bolts and a helix, so good chance we're dead next turn. For fuck's sake. Alright, we're dead. Man, I thought we were gonna get out of this game too. What a tilt. What a tilt. God, we were gonna win this game too. Gosh, we were gonna win that game too. Alright, well I guess the Krosan Grips are coming in. Is this a thing that's happening? Glad we won game 1, I guess. It was a tight game. We're finally gonna pull up out at the end there. The choke was just a little bit too much. And it really sucks because we had to use that Cryptic Command to stop the Knight. Otherwise, we would have been able to, like, bounce the choke at some point with it. It's going to see some play online. Like, the paper format's not going to represent as many blue decks are being played online right now just because, like, everybody wants their new toys. Sounds fine. Play runs a couple of lands off. Doesn't have any cheap interaction, but we hit like 2 lands in our first 3 draws. We're going to be in an insane spot. I skimmed them briefly. Looked like modern. Looked like the sky wasn't falling. Like people were overreacting. Lands. Ding ding ding. Lands. Alright. We'll land next turn and we get to start spinning our Bloodbraids out there. This is probably getting Steam Vents. I mean, we 4-1 to League. We 4-1 to League with the deck and never cast a Jace at it, so like... my oldest is only 4, so my kids are both very small. Jake is 4 and Declan's 2.5. Declan's napping right now, but Jake is up. He doesn't take an afternoon nap anymore. Land, please. God, what a tilt. Casting Explorer to hit land drops is just like the worst feeling in Magic. It's the absolute worst. They didn't do anything on turn 1 or turn 2, so I assume that means we're getting choked on 3. As we conceded to it, game 2. Yeah. Alright, 1 land away from killing that. No, I never play limited on this channel. I'm probably not going to fetch, although I don't have a basic mountain in my deck, right? Yeah, actually, this is going to go get my other Stomping Grounds. I lied. I got my other Stomping Grounds. I don't have another stuff. God, I need to vet the mana bases better in these decks. I'm gonna eventually I'm going to actually do that. Eventually I'm gonna actually do that. Alright, looks like we're dead. I think we could have bricked. We bricked for the one turn, but I think bricking on this turn we're gonna be pretty out of it at this point. Yeah, 7th and 8th edition basically just rune modern by and large. Just like introduce a bunch of cards like this and Blood Moon and Bridge and Urza lands. Just like people wanting to just actually play interactive games of Magic, just get ranched by them. Conceding if we miss a land drop here. Alright, well, we're essentially just dead anyways, but that land means we get to play like we have a chance. Because we're gonna hit for at least 6 here, and we're only at 12, so like, trying to think like what our Bloodbraids are gonna have to be. There's a couple of Pyroclasms in the board. I actually didn't board them in because I needed to make room for the Krosan Grips. BBE Pawns is actually the next deck we're going to be playing today. If you look at the donation queue, you can see the list that we're going to play. Yeah, I assume we're just dead. We needed to not... We could have beaten the choke because we had our Krosan Grip, but we needed to just, like, not miss land drops there at the beginning in order to have a chance against it. It's nice and quick. The modern queues have been popping. Modern queues have been thoroughly popping. Seems pretty good. Pretty decent. So we've won the one game we actually got to play Magic so far. And then a combination of choke and stumbling and dying caused us to lose the second. I guess we more flooded and died the second game. And that's why, like, you've heard me talk about, like, you know, why I play Magic on the channel before. Like, I play Magic to, like, solve problems, and I find it interesting. And, like, a lot of games that involve cards like Blood Moon and Choke and Ensnaring Bridge, they remove that problem-solving aspect from the game by and large. Just, like, I look back on those games and I go, well, I guess I shouldn't have gotten choked. And it's just, like my options ended at deck registration. Like, I shouldn't have registered Islands if I didn't want to lose to Choke. Shouldn't have registered non-mountains if I didn't want to lose to Blood Moon. That kind of thing. It's like a Temur mirror of some sort. Why would I ask about my opponent's deck list? It doesn't seem particularly interesting. Or just like Naya BBE cards plus a choke so it can keep up with the decks playing better cards. Like the second game that match, we were like flooding and dying, and then we're ultimately going to win if they hadn't peeled the choke. Yeah, I just don't have time for X anymore. It's tough to make enough time to stream enough Magic content and do something else on top of it. I took a break because they messed up their standard format and then just haven't had time to get back into it. They just don't print powerful cantrips into standard anymore, hilarious Max. It's not something they do. They suspended another Visions and then missed their land drop. Okay. So that's coming off in 2 turns. Attack for 2 here. Not a whole lot going on. I could send this bolt upstairs, but I'm probably going to want that to fight over planeswalkers and stuff later. It's a mix of the two. Hex's lack of support for their non-rotating format definitely is part of the reason why I stopped playing it as well. Like, one of the great things about Magic is that, like, when they mess up one of their formats, they have other formats that you could go play, and Hex just doesn't have that. Alright, well. Stomping Ground here, I guess. Am I going to try and Cryptic one of these Visions? Probably. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you could type !decklist in and find out for yourself. God helps those that help themselves. Oh man, is MTG bot dead? No, there it is. I think I'm just going to try and Cryptic this. We could get like Mana Leak to remand it or something, but they're definitely going to have more things later, right? And like, if they fight over my Cryptic here, then they can't fight over my AV next turn, which is nice. Actually, I'm gonna do this. Hey, Zero, cool. That 2-month resubscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. For sharing that Twitch Prime. As always, that's the best way you can support my content here. The return the land to their hand might be a little aggressive, but I feel like being aggressive. Permanent you control get hexproof. Sure. Out of your AV. That's interesting. So the purpose of Vapor Snag in the sideboard, not sure the extended purpose. This is a donation deck list, so I'd assume it's for getting larger threats out of our way. Yeah, I'll take another Goyf. Like you're just gonna aggro them out of this game. Man, maybe I was wrong. Maybe Bloodbraid Elf is the more impactful card to come off the ban list. Bloodbraid Elf definitely fits into decks that are better in Modern, better than Jace does. Like, Bloodbraid's an aggressive card in an aggressive format. Are you dead? Are you dead? Smelling pretty dead. I'll send one of these bolts upstairs. Unlimited red mana. I mean, this card's like pretty genuinely powerful, right? Yeah, I like Vapor Snag. The flexibility's sweet. You can like save one of your own threats too. Not quite sure what our opponent's doing. Probably like Jace grindy type thing, similar to what we're doing, right? And we'll certainly want these clicks against another Jace deck. What do I want to cut? Do I want these Tireless Trackers? Is Explorer just the cut? I can see that being the cut. Your opponent has cards boarded, surgical, ain't that always the truth? I'm gonna do this. Trimming a Jace against a BBE bolt deck seems fine. Everyone's having a great Friday, kicking off your weekend well. Hang out, play a bunch of Modern this afternoon. Got a bunch of Jace and Bloodbraid Elf decks. We're gonna play some non-Jace decks today, which I know sounds like sacrilege, but they're in the queue. We're gonna work through them. Probably our turn 1 play. Thought Scour, get a feel for how much this Bedlam's gonna cost us. Why would BBE make it into Dredge? What does BBE do for Dredge? Never mind. Just gonna do that on one. As the good Lord intended. And on the second day, he said, suspend your Ancestral Vision on the first turn. And it was good. Opponent... Oh no, there we go. I thought they missed their lead drop there for a second. I was like, what? Alright, I'm not going to play into a counterspell here. I'm just going to pass and play this Thought Scour. I really kind of want to preserve my health total too. Opponent showed us they're playing a Temur deck, so I kind of want to not get burned out of the game potentially. Yeah. The people... The people complaining that it is end times because of Bloodbraid Elf or because of Jace are just like looking for something to complain about. They need attention. That's probably unfair. Okay, so here's actually the people the people that are complaining about Jace are people by and large that enjoy Modern in its previous form before Jace and Bloodbraid Elf were added to it, and people are terrified of change, and people are worried that the format that they previously really enjoyed is going to be different with the inclusion of Jace into the format, and change scares them. It could potentially change the format that they really enjoy playing, and that's a natural human response to be afraid of something that's new that you might not understand. Does that make sense? The old Bloodbraid Elf with a Faithless Looting attached. It's cute. It's cute. So we've got 2 instant sorceries in our graveyard right now. This Ancestral Vision is going to give us a 3rd instant and sorcery. The Electrolyze is a 4th. The Bolt's another one. The actual answer is that we don't know if Jace and Bloodbraid are going to make things better or worse. We just haven't had enough time with the cards yet. So you should just temper your expectations and just like hang tight. We'll know soon enough. Yeah, To the Slaughter is a reasonable card. Seems fine. I'm going to play this tapped. Smack them across the face for 4 here. Smack them upside the head. Our first AV comes off next turn. Yeah. And I mean, like, if you want to see more, like, we're going to stream a bunch today. There are so many basics in our deck. We are playing 3 basic islands. We're playing 3 basic islands and 1 basic forest. Bolt you. Yeah, we stream a lot. We do a long stream on. We do a long stream on Fridays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck it. Bolt you. Yes, Bedlam Reveler. Let's go. Let's go. Play my land out. Your move, Kaiba. I'm glad we won game 1. If we don't win this game, we'll get a game 3 where we know to fetch our basic lands. We have a bunch of fetch lands. We have like 12 fetch lands in our deck. And like 12 fetch lands in our deck. Not quite. We have 9 fetches in our deck and 4 basics, so unsummon, sure. You don't want to unsummon my draw 3? That's weird. Strange. Didn't want to unsummon my draw 3. We're currently the good guy. Hey, attack. This is unfortunate. This lets them get the bolt in and then block us. They have like a remand here for our Ancestral Vision. We could be in a lot of trouble. We have 2 bolts in our deck still. We'd also just like hit our forest. We have what's the word I'm searching for? We have islands into Snapcaster Mage as well. Island into Electrolyze. Hello, oldest son. You know you're my favorite 4-year-old in the whole wide world. We gotta turn Thomas down slightly though, so the internet doesn't hear it. Okay, well this hopefully means that our AV's not getting countered. It's pretty good variance on the opponent's part. No, touch the keyboard, Jacob. You can't sit on my lap if you're gonna poke the keyboard, buddy. An opponent actually shouldn't have counterspells in their Bloodbraid Elf deck, right? You'd hope. I want to hear Thomas. I just want to let you know that you all could be watching Thomas the Tank Engine, but instead you are here watching me play Magic the Gathering. I'm actually going to Thought Scour them because I don't want to mill my basics. Nice Blood Moon, good game. If I get dispelled here, I'm gonna be really tilted. Yeah, nice Blood Moon. Yeah, got him. All right. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Hope everyone's having a happy Friday. Good start to your weekend, maybe Saturday parts of the world already. My name is Jeff Hoagland. We stream Magic here on this channel every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday afternoons at a minimum. I'm also going to be streaming on the weekend this weekend because, well, we have Jace of Bloodbraid Elf in Modern. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and help me produce more of this content, the absolute best way you can do that is by subscribing on Twitch. That helps me do this full time like I do. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors, mtgotraders.com. Would love to buy and sell Magic online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, bags. They really do it all. And finally, this stream is brought to you by Anoronics and other viewers like you. Thank you very much for watching. There's a lot of different things you could be doing on a Friday, but you're choosing to spend your day here with us. We're 1-1 in this league. We got choked out of the first match. My opponent put their hands on my throat and shook us out of the match. So we are hanging out, trying to battle our way back. 1-1 here after winning a Temur mirror. I like Jeff ad segments. Mostly heteronics. Alright, on the play. Gosh, this hand's a little medium, right? And the top two. I think it is Burgle in the consideration that I could draw most of my deck. If I think I could live to a point where I could see most of my deck, having the basics no longer be in my deck becomes a meaningful thing, I think. You could make the argument that with the Bloodbraid Elf on my opponent's side of the table, I'm no longer going to see most of my deck, but if I'm on the premise that I'm going to see most of my deck, potentially not having cards that I want to see in my deck is bad. I think this hand's a mulligan just because it doesn't have red mana. And this hand's a mulligan because it's a 6-card Magic hand. Because that's what happens when you mulligan a close 7, you get an unkeepable 6. And Visions. Well, this hand is not exciting, but it's got a Scry, so... I do like mulliganing kind of aggressively with these decks that have Ancestral Visions in it. Just because, like, that card really allows you to unmulligan well in these fair decks. Yeah, Ponza runs BBE. There was a 5-0 Ponza list, I believe, in the first batch of deck lists that got posted. And we're going to be playing a Ponza deck list on stream after this one, actually. If you check the donation queue, you can see some of the decks that are going to be coming up later today. I take on Esper Control. Haven't played it. This is a Squid Daddy. I think I'm just going to kill this. I want to do this during their end step, just in case they flip a land out, right? Pretty sure I just need to kill this, though. This is probably the red-green Eldrazi deck list from... There's a red-green Eldrazi deck list that 5-0'd the other day. And worth noting, they had Blood Moon in their sideboard, so... Need to be conscious of that. Need to be conscious of that. Scry lands with Jace. Oh, Ancient Tomb. Oh, Ancient Tomb. Did you poop? Nope. Just some really bad gas. I liked my Jace. We were bros. Alright, I'm just gonna send an Electrolyze upstairs here. Just looking for like Tarmogoyfs or Bloodbraid Elves, or even a Jace just done summon this again. Use your auto pass hotkey, opponent. I believe in you. I believe in you. You're tapped out. Right on time, Ancestral Vision. We're totally not going to die before we have a chance to use that one. The downside, we praised Ancestral Vision to start a match. That's the real downside, right? Like, I've drawn this on turn 4, so it's going to unsuspend on turn 8, and I will likely be dead by then. Jace is unbanned, and Eldrazi decks are playing Bloodbraid, right? It's a strange and scary place. Yeah, Loam with Jace is really sweet. I actually, Klutz, I think you have probably the subs Discord muted, so you only get it when you poke in. But, I kind of want to play Jace Loam Seismic Assault. Could we do that? Is that a thing? Is that dreaming too big? Can we play Jace Loam Seismic Assault? I feel like we could dream that big. I dare to think we could dream that big. Alright, Jimmy, enjoy your time out. Think about what you said and come back when you have something constructive to contribute to the conversation. Ooh. Ooh. 4 mana, unsummon, gain to 3 health. Yep. My Twitch appears to be dropping some frames. Huh. I might have to restart my Twitch. Maybe their server's having issues. Nothing else on Mannernet seems to be having an issue here, so. Are we getting a slideshow on your end yet? OBS is reporting all sorts of mad frames dropped. Unstable, it reports. Yeah, it looks like Twitch is dying. Alright, for those of you that are watching on YouTube in the future. Hey, buddy, calm down. Look it, push the button. Did you shut it off by mistake? Yeah, you shut it off by mistake. Okay, you have to wait a minute. You have to wait a minute. Jacob, calm down, buddy. Those of you that are still watching this on, I need to try and correct what's not working with the Twitch stuff so I can get connected again. I'm trying another Ingest server. Alright, I need to turn this down slightly. It's too loud. Thank you, buddy. Alright, so we're not live again yet, but this matchup seems really bad. This is definitely a place where the Vapor Snag can come in. These Ancestral Visions are almost certainly too slow. I really don't have a lot of good tools here. I guess Tireless Tracker is fine. Abrade could be fine in conjunction with something else for killing my opponent's stuff. Chandra's actually pretty good here. These Electrolyzes are pretty terrible, although I guess they team up with Lightning Bolts to kill bigger things. Yeah. My Twitch stream still hasn't reconnected yet. Alright, we're gonna... Alright, we died. I sideboarded. Welcome back. I think we're alive again. I think we're alive. We changed Twitch servers 3 times. We restarted OBS twice. 3rd time's the charm. I don't know, that issue was certainly not on my end. Which it sucks because it still disrupted the stream. Sweet. Alright, Ravine, go. We died in a blaze. We drew a second Ancestral Vision and they drew a Reality Smasher. We went about as expected. That's really good for our Tarmogoyfs. I guess I'm actually just abrading this, right? Yeah, let's just do that. I'm gonna fetch a basic island here. Just because, like, they have Blood Moon in their sideboard and people like to overboard Blood Moon in Modern. Sorry for the interruption there. But if I didn't have the Snapcaster and this Goyf in my... Yeah. Dang it, Bobby. Dang it. Well, we tried. You know, we gave it the college best. Gave it the old college best here. Sometimes that's all she wrote. Miss Land Drop. Oh yeah, just like we drew it up. Just like we drew it up. We're very dead. On to the next one. For those of you that are new to the stream, we don't eke out every percentage point here. When we're 95+% dead, we move on with our lives. There's more Magic Online matches to play. This is a donation deck list, so Explorer is not my card choice. I'd assume the logic is you want to get to your Bloodbraids and your Jace faster. The problem with Exploring in a deck like this, though, is like the issue you just saw last game. Like, with only 22 lands, it's hard to hit 4 lands consistently in a deck like this, so it doesn't always have the desired effect. Doesn't always have the desired effect. The archive for this video is going to be late going up because I have to manually merge the 2 parts. Something like birds do better. I mean, and then you Bloodbraid Elf into a bird, and you want to find the tallest building nearby and just pitch yourself from the roof of it. And it's just like, what? The Bloodbraid mana dork decks do not... I don't know, maybe I'm wrong and it's not as big of a deal as I think it is, but like, cascading into lands sounds really miserable. Like, collected company levels miserable. I do love me suspending some Ancestral Visions on one. Their Farseek would be better. Just actual ramp? That's interesting. Like, I understand the idea of Explorer, like, it's a cantrip, right? So it's not as bad. It's just like drawing a thing would be in the late game. 1 year of Hogwin. It started with memes, and it continues with memes. Welcome back, Bulletproof Pope. I appreciate the continued support. That's a long time. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, that's just bad deck building then, right? Like, don't suggest a card that you also think is bad to replace a card you think is bad because you think it's marginally less bad. Like, that's not very good. Be helpful. Suggest a card that you think is good, or just say, like, this idea doesn't seem very good and we should play a different deck. Like, I'd accept that. Like I said, this is a donation deck list. I'm in no way, shape, or form attached to this deck emotionally. We're just trying it out to see how it feels. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this earlier, so if you already heard this once, I apologize for me saying it again. The people that are complaining about Jace ruining the format, hey, 20 Thunder 3 with that 2-month, $49 a month subscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. I appreciate that. The people that are worried and complaining that Jace is going to ruin the format, they're people that just love Modern, and people are afraid of change, and they're worried that any change to the format that they love could potentially make it worse. It's a very natural human instinct to be afraid that something you enjoy could potentially not be good anymore. And it's just, you know, it's something that you should expect from people. Well. Telling time. Interesting. Are they Esper miracles? Is this Esper miracles? That would be interesting. Color me intrigued. Change is the spice of life. I agree, but people are definitely still afraid of it, right? Like, it's a very, very natural inclination. The familiar is safe and the unknown is scary. I mean, I think it's more to that than just complaining. Like, people complain about things that aren't change all the time, but, like, change especially is something that, like, people are, you know, apprehensive of a lot of the time. We have 2 copies of Field of Ruin. I don't think it's that greedy. I think this card's pretty powerful, so, like, including a couple is fine. Also, Crowbar, I, for one, welcome our new Blue Overlord. A quarter of a year, and welcome back. I do appreciate the continued support. I think I just want to snap a Thought Scour here, get a little bit of pressure into play, generate some more velocity in our discard pile. The thing you have to remember about Field of Ruin is that Field of Ruin is not Tectonic Edge, and Field of Ruin is not Ghost Quarter. Field of Ruin, think of Field of Ruin as an Evolving Wilds with an activation cost. It actually fixes our mana in a lot of games. Like, these Field of Runes can turn into lands that make colors of mana for us. Yeah, BBE Tribal Flames is Cryptic Command. That sounds sweet. BBE is definitely an aggressive card, so, like, finding the best aggressive shell to slot it into sounds really appealing. You could get, like, Damnation here, but I guess I have Izzet Charm to stop that, right? Temporal Mastery. Oh, they're playing turns. They're playing taking turns. Okay. That makes sense. Now, slightly less confused. All right, we're going to Spell Pierce this. Grab another Steam Vent here. Counter your spell unless you pay 2. This puts 4 instants and sorceries in our graveyard. This matchup's probably a little bit hard for us. We have some aggressive draws, but we actually don't have that many counter spells because our deck's trying to play Bloodbraid Elf. Would love to draw 3 extra cards. Thank you for asking. Ooh, speaking of Bloodbraid Elf. Speaking of Bloodbraid Elf. Beep beep. Ooh, Bloodbraid Elf found a piece of candy. Yeah, we don't. The actual answer again is we don't know. Jace might ruin the format, but the actual answer is anyone that's telling you it's certainly going to do that just doesn't have enough experience to know that yet. Do I want to put this Tarmogoyf into play? Yeah, I feel like a lot of these lists haven't had Damnation in the main. Gonna get punished for this. Was drawing 7 cards that turn good? Check yes or no. Please explain. Should I stay or should I go now? If I go, there will be trouble. So they are currently at 9, and I have 7 points of reach in my hand. I assume this is a Cryptic Command. I'm gonna go ahead and Electrolyze them in response to this, because we have one more Izzet Charm in our deck that could kill them. Did not hit it. It's fine. Cast this copy of Explore. Play this. Suspend this. Pass the turn. This is my ban response post here. All right, they're down to 6. They're just gonna start casting Explorers. All right, let's do the time warp again. Hey, Mojanex Man. That brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here, so I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you dead yet? It's really unfortunate I don't have another red mana, huh? A snapping telling time? They're still dead on board, right? Maybe they have a fatal push? No, there's no basic mountain in here. Which is definitely a mistake. Smash. Alright, so just being aggressive won that game. This is probably not a Jace matchup. This is definitely a Clique Krosan Grip matchup. Is this a surgical extraction matchup? And then Hoagland asked the point, is this a surgical extraction matchup? Probably not. Probably not. A lot of their things exile, right? Have some more Disney dollars, BDP. That 3-month resubscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. I do appreciate it. I knew I was opening that door. I knew I was opening it, and I said it anyways. I think I was gonna do this. I'm gonna cut Jace and Jace's and Electrolyze for clicks and grips. I need to run and change a diaper really quick. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out, folks. The chance to light on red mana, but like exploring the BBE sounds really good, right? Just like apply a reasonable amount of pressure pretty quickly. I think that's definitely something I'm interested in doing. Are we stacking all of our blankets behind your dad? I don't think you and the blankets are gonna fit back there though, dude. least we don't have to worry about our mono blue opponent choking us. We got that going for us. Would you like to come exploring with me, opponent? This is Jacob. Jake's my oldest of my two, and Declan is upstairs. He's napping. Ooh, some red mana in our future. Probably go Stomping Ground, Steam Vents, Windmill of Bloodbraid next turn. Resolves. This one costs 2 mana, but you can't take it. This one costs 2 mana, but you can't take it. Are you trying to climb up behind me now? What if we put you on your own chair with your blankets? Instead of a dad's chair. What if we put you over here? See? Right there. With your own blankets. See, right there by Dad. Plenty of space on your own chair. Got you, fam. Alright. Alright, hopefully this aggro is gonna be enough here. Still. Alright. This is why this is the one counterspell we can play. Because it does just that. We can still cast it. I think I'd rather have the Scour than the land. How do we mail Jacob phone sorbs and recorders? Can he have his own Amazon wish list? That would actually be a really fun idea when they're a little bit older. Let them pick things out and put an Amazon wish list up for the kids. I do have a P.O. box we could set up for people to mail stuff to. We'll see. They could potentially start going off here. Yeah, double Temporal Mastery is pretty good. If they have like land dictative crew fix, we could just lose here. What's the yield? No possible play. Yield all. I believe that one means I don't have to click again. Manamorphose sounds really sweet in Bloodbraid Elf. In the Bloodbraid Elf deck. It's just like, make sure Bloodbraid give you 2 extra mana. We don't know what the best deck in the format is. It's probably still one of the previous best decks, like Burn or something like that, but... the decks that were good in Modern before are still good, is the TLDR. The more detailed response is that what's actually the best is often hard to determine because Modern has so many archetypes and strategies that are competitive in it. Aggro Elf, go, go, go. Aggro Elf, go, go, go. Yeah, so I had a Manamorphose here, I could have cast Vendilion Clique. That would have been so hot. That would have been a Manamorphose. God, I want to put Manamorphose in this deck now. That sounds great. Just wanna Bloodbraid Elf into some Manamorphose. That's just like the answer to everything, right? Just like more Manamorphose in these decks. Okay, yep, that's fair. Planning on playing Burn on the 25th. About Burn being bad against Jubilite Jace. In my experience, the blue-white deck's pretty bad against Burn. I think Burn's a fine choice. The blue-white deck doesn't really have a lot of meaningful interaction. I guess I can click them plus jam Bedlam Reveler here most likely, right? Yeah, I can do both of these things. Let's lead on this and see what happens. Yeah. What is in your hand? Giga Drowse. You have Snapcaster for Damnation. I'm gonna take the Snapcaster Mage, that way they hopefully can't Damnation me. Spend this Ancestral Vision, play my Treasure Cruise. I've been really bad with these draw threes. Was there? Sweet. We're gonna play a Jund Splash Blue. We're gonna play an Ancestral Vision Death Shadow deck later today. I think the bigger problem with Explore in a deck like this isn't even just like, is turn 3 Jace BB good enough? I think it's just that you don't play enough lands to consistently have 4 land by the time you come around to that, like you're still not doing that even in the games where you have Explorer. So like there's a subset of games where you don't have Explorer and don't get to do that, and then there's a subset of games where like you have Explorer but then don't have the lands necessary to leverage the Explorer. So which makes Explorer kind of like this this kind of like anemic card. We haven't played it yet. It's on the docket for later today. You can always find out if we've played something by checking my YouTube channel. If it's not up there, we haven't played it yet. All of the things we play wind up there eventually. Yeah, and then there's a subset of games where you have it all and then you don't have a 4-drop. Yeah, so like the like basically like all of these, the overlap where all of the things that you need to happen for the Explorer payoff to be worthwhile is like kind of low, right? Yeah, exactly. Hey, calm down. Why do you keep turning it off? Does it keep turning off on you, or are you turning it off? That would be bad if our tablet is broken. Our tablet is one of our favorite toys. Yes, that's true, Eddie Bentley. Actually might be broken. I'd be too surprised. This thing takes a little bit of abuse. Hey, you want to pick a show on the TV? I think your tablet's broken. Which one do you want? Do you want Wings? You want Chuggington? Okay, we'll put Chuggington on. Hopefully this is the one that's still under warranty. No, the battery has a charge. It keeps turning itself off. My opponent is tanking other Serum Visions here. That's fine. I think we need to replace this one anyways. It's getting old. I was like 2.5 years old. People in corporate America love meetings. I'll never get it. It's like, can't you just send an email? Like, make the decision and send an email. When I worked my office job, a lot of the times the meeting came out, just like, you didn't actually want my opinion, you just wanted someone to talk at, so like, why am I here? Oh, Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid Elf. The meetings that decide on having more meetings, yep. I assume we're getting Cryptic Commanded here. That's true, Dilla. Oh, right, they have Giga Drowse. Why did they leave 4 up, though? Oh, do they have... We knew they had Giga Drowse. They must have the Howling Mine. Yeah, that's why they only tapped 1. Okay, so they're at 3. Meetings, let management feel they're contributing. That's a good way to put it. I assume we're dead here, but the Taking Turns deck is a deck like Eggs or Jeskai Ascendancy, where you shouldn't actually concede to them if you're eking out every percentage point, because like there's a non-zero number of their draws where just like they don't come together. They just like draw 2 lands in a row, or they draw 2 Howling Mine effects, and then they untap and they die. Oh, I have to crack this fetch land to make it not be no possible plays. What a tilt. What a tilt. I might crack this fetch land just for the value of being able to auto pass. What's everyone doing today? Have a good Friday, I hope. Just hanging out, playing some Magic, watching some Magic. I've really been enjoying Modern as a format since we added some new toys to it. Bloodbraid and Jace have both been very enjoyable cards to play with. You want something to eat? You want goldfish? Okay. Oh, jeez. All right, I'm just gonna... I don't think I have any fetchables left, do I? 1 is land, yep. How am I doing on this Friday? I'm doing swell. We're going to spend the entire evening playing more Modern, which is just great. Try some sweet things. We're going to try a Jace Cord deck later, which I'm kind of excited about. We might be close enough to deterministically dead at this point that I could concede. This is going to be the land one, right? The Awaken. Sweet. We're dead. Back it in here. They get to attack us for 6 and then untap and attack us for 6. And we really didn't do much. Christy's been working a lot. I've been streaming more because she's been working more. Feels like it's gonna. It is good in every matchup. It's a card that generates value and it applies pressure. And like applying pressure is something that you desperately need to do in Modern. Like Modern's a format where it's all about all of the decks have inevitability, so you need to be able to get under the decks that are more inevitable than you. I hope it's really bad. If it's good, I have to go buy Jace's. I'm excited. We've got Mystic Snakes and Mind Sculptors. I'm ready to sculpt some mines, to say the least, on that deck. It seems like Jace would be really good in that deck, right? Like he helps you when you flood out. Helps you kind of find something to do with those extra lands. A Jace Cord is like a minor 7th. The puns. There's a link to the Jace Cord list on Twitter. I think you should probably play Jace if you want to play Kiki Cord. Champion of... Why not just play Jace? Why would I play a bad card like Champion of Wits when I could put Jace the Mind Sculptor in my deck? This is sad. This is sad. The best Jace deck still Scape Shifted ever. So far, it's looking like we're going to 1-3 this league. Right, yep, keep. Bottom that. Jace Core does have Kiki in it. Sam of Drones. That brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. As always, subs are the best way you can support my content here. Fetch Steam Vents. Thought Scour myself here. The Jace core deck might not have red mana in it, though. It might just have a stone uncastable Kiki Jiki, with the premise that we can brainstorm it away when we draw it. If you considered mana weaving, you never have lands in your opener. No, I can't. Thought Scouring them is too cute. They actually went top there, but with the Bedlam Reveler in my hand, Thought Scouring them is too cute. I need to put instants and sorceries in my graveyard so this Reveler is castable. It feels like I'm cheating on a loved one. A lot of Serum Visions. But yeah, Goyf can play those. That's a good start. Good start. Second Goyf. That's a good one too. Hopefully we can hit a land next turn so we can go Chandra into Bedlam Reveler. Just apply a lot of pressure. More Jace is always the answer. Exhaustion? Tilt. Land. Joke's on you, opponent. I wasn't gonna draw a land anyways. Haha. Tilt. Is Modern now Baby Legacy? The types of decks that I enjoy playing in Legacy feel like they're better in Modern now, which is exciting for me. Good Lord. Alright, we got that going for us. It's probably too little too late. I think missing the land drop there means that we're probably just not going to have enough pressure here. Now, I wouldn't build the Sultai deck again the same way we had it built. It felt really clunky. I'd probably try something a bit more aggressive. In my experience with the format so far, Jace seems like it's fine. Modern is a format full of 4-mana cards that end the game when you cast them. It's just the TLDR. Modern has, like, you know, Jace takes over the game when he goes unchecked. Well, guess what else takes over the game when it goes unchecked? Most 4-mana Planeswalkers. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and bolt my opponent here, just like try and close the door. It's too bad a sorcery speed reach through the mist is pretty bad. I agree. It's been real terrible. He takes over the game a little more, though. Kinda. Jace takes over games where you have board parity or you're ahead. He doesn't catch you up when you're behind. That's not something he does, which is a big deal. It means you have to be playing a deck where you stay ahead in Modern. That's decent. Like to draw 3. I like when my Bloodbraid Elf comes with candy. Delicious Bloodbraid Elf flavored candy. And then next turn, we can slam another Bloodbraid Elf, plus play this Bedlam Reveler. Please be dead, opponent. Please be dead. Alright, so... we're going to start by just entering combat here. I can just like super Giga Drowsed here. Okay. Why did they leave one up? This. So they're tapping my guy. They're tapping this. I'll float mana. This is also tapping this. This is tapping this. I'll float mana. Hey, thanks for the bits. Tapping this. I'll float mana. Tapping this. I'll float mana. Wait, did they not tap Ravine? Why didn't they just tap Ravine? No, I think I'd rather just play Vendilion Clique here. I think I'd rather just play Vendilion Clique than activate Ravine. Take a peek at what's going on up here. Yeah, it could be Fatal Push. I can't do anything else here, right? Because we're in my beginning of combat and I can't... This is gonna... No, wait, turn off. None of these cards matter, right? They're just gonna start, like, flailing around uncontrollably here. I guess Time Warp might matter. I'll take the cheap one. Because they're not actually not tapping either of these, right? So I can actually play this Bedlam Reveler. Move to my main phase. I think I'm okay discarding these other two to get this in. Maybe this is bad. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the Chandra. Just every time. Oh. I don't know what that card does. And they're dead. Alright, sweet. We didn't 1-3. We're 2-2. We're batting 500. We're on the scoreboard, chat. Those are 3 cards in our deck. Up on in here. Sometimes he's worse than Treasure Cruise. That's pretty good. Hand seems decent. Does anyone draw 3 worse than you? I think we passed priority a touch too much in paper to have a chess clock be a very feasible option. I will try whatever you want to send me money to play. Learn about how you can see me play whatever deck you want on stream right there. Trying all sorts of different stuff. I actually think Blightning's okay now. It lines up really well against Jace. The first time someone said Blightning, I was like, why would we play Blightning now? We have K Command. And then I got Blightninged for the first time, and I was like, oh, this feels really bad. Blightning's probably not terrible. Oh, baby. My body is ready to not hit our 4th land drop next turn, but so far it looks like we're doing it. Alright, so... I think I'm just... doing this, and then Thought Scouring myself to try and hit my land drop. Now I'm just gonna bolt this. I can hit my land drop naturally and then get to play Bloodbraid Elf here. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Get my Bloodbraid Elf. This is the, so people that were talking about why the Explorers are in the deck, this game is a good example of where everything came together and our Explorers look really good, right? Like, we talked about it not always looking great, but this game, Explorer looks pretty good, right? Like, this is a pretty powerful sequence on our part. Like, had Explorer on the play, had all our lands come together. Sometimes lucky. We have 8 4-drops in our deck. %30 of the time, it works every time. It's either, it's a 50-50 chance, right? Either it works or it doesn't. How do we beat a 4-5? How do we beat a 4-5, chat? What's wrong? What's wrong? You're fine. Your tablet's broken, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, the tablet's broken right now. You beat it with surgical extraction. We have some Goyfs of our own. I could Thought Scour here. Calm down, Jacob. It's okay. You're okay. Do you want a different show? We could scour to find Reveler, that's true. Yeah, I like that line. Uptick Chandra seems really bad in like the face of lightning bolts and like Bloodbraid Elves. Like if they like bolt my elf and like untap and play an elf of their own, I might just like lose my Chandra for no value. PJ Masks solves all. The PJ Masks are very popular. You are not wrong. We can Chandra plus Charm. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, that's definitely an option. We're gonna pull the trigger on this Field of Ruin at the end of turn here just to fix our mana. So again, someone earlier just like spewed off about like Field of Ruin being greedy in 3-color decks. Field of Ruin isn't Ghost Quarter and it isn't Tech Edge. It actually fixes our mana. It's slow about it, but it fixes our mana. This turns into, it gives you utility, and it's like a slow evolving wild when you need it to be in these longer games. Now there's a Scavenging Ooze here as well. I should have gotten green there, right? Oh, I guess I fixed their mana to more green here, right? I didn't want to kill their tapped land, but yeah, I shouldn't have given them more green. That was a mistake on my part. That was a mistake. I think I'm just gonna trade this Chandra for the Scavenging Ooze at this point. I love me some BBE and Jace decks. Thank you very much for the bits, Frenzied Mage. I do appreciate that. Thanks for watching the adverts, picking those up. We're gonna play this Misty Rainforest out and pass here. We're gonna lose our Chandra. Hopefully we can find Tarmogoyf of our own at some point in the future, or a Bedlam Reveler perhaps to like overpower this Tarmogoyf that our opponent currently has. Cryptic Command can also potentially buy us a little bit of time, hopefully. So I'm just using this Chandra as like a 1-for-1 plus gain a little bit of tempo here, because we are only at 11. So like sending the Tarmogoyf at our Chandra for a turn means we don't have to take a hit from the Tarmogoyf, which is appealing to us. We're pretty dead here. I need to counter this Liliana. And then this, oh, actually, I'm super dumb. Countering the Liliana puts a Planeswalker in the bin, which means Tarmogoyf plus Bloodbraid Elf is exactly 8. I was thinking we would be going to 1 there, but we're not actually. We're actually just dead. So I like Tireless Tracker and Clique in a matchup like this. Chandra's a little clunky. I think Vapor Snag is fine. Izzet Charm's probably not good enough. These Explorers have just been really bad. Like, even that game, where the Explorer was, like, at its absolute best, it just wasn't good enough. Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna cut these and put the Izzet Charms in my deck. Yeah, we could shock the BBE to not be dead that turn, but like, what's a game look like we're actually winning there? I guess maybe we could still ball Bedlam into stuff, but like, that means their Liliana was alive. I guess that's true. Maybe I could have like gone to 4 and like tried to grind through it. This is not my deck list. We talked about Manamorphose earlier today. It seems like it's probably a fine card. Could be reasonable if you wanted to explore a shell like this further. I don't know. We'll give formal thoughts as always at the end of the league after we play this next match, but this deck really just kind of feels clunky and kind of awkward overall. I have some small suggestions, like, yeah, I could definitely use a Roast or a Harvest Pyre. Those cards are kind of at tension with Bedlam Reveler. Honestly, it just feels like Bedlam Reveler puts a lot of tension on a deck like this, and maybe that's just not where I want to be in life. Could just be that, like, this Bedlam Reveler, like, puts a deck building opportunity. Like, Bedlam Reveler's the reason we're playing Thought Scour instead of Serum Visions, and Serum Visions is much better at providing you selection at finding the cards that you actually care about finding in games like this. I'm glad someone appreciates me, Frenzied Mage. I'm glad someone appreciates me. Opponent taking their good sweet time to sideboard. Yeah, Pyromancer could be an okay fit if you wanted to play a deck like this. There should probably just be more Tarmogoyfs on the deck too, though, honestly. Like, play the full 4, just play more 2-drops. And honestly, again, we're saying this a lot, so like, I don't even know that Jace is good in this deck. I don't even know that Jace is good in this deck. Honestly, it could just be like a Temur Bloodbraid beatdown deck. Like, Jace isn't good in this beatdown deck, so like, Jace and Bloodbraid are kind of at odds with each other. They want you to do different things. Brother is sleeping, so I've liberated Brother's tablet. That still works. Yeah, like, Bloodbraid Elf plus, like, Lead the Stampede could lead you to a pretty grindy... Could lead you to potentially, like, really grindy, like, Elves deck, right? So, we want to play Snapcaster Mage before the Scrooge resolves in case they have a green source. Is that the first time we resolved Jace in this league? I think it was. He was completely quiet until I started talking. Kids. Found a use for Jace. 4 mana unsummon. Yeah, Jace is so powerful. Our opponent conceded. What a busted magic card. Just cracked in half. And Moto may be on schedule to take its afternoon dirt nap early today. Little Hoagland is unhappy. His tablet is randomly turning off, and I gave him his brother's, and he knows that it's not his. He knows that it's not his. I mean, we're not playing this deck to not suspend Ancestral Vision on one, right? Please don't discard spell me. I'm shocking here, so they can't put Dark Confidant into play. I possibly should have played this Stomping Ground, even though they didn't know, didn't know about it. Because now I have to shock myself again next turn to play the Tarmogoyf, which kind of sucks, but... Or I don't, because they took Tarmogoyf away. Deal, Areno. Remove. Well, I liked these magic cards at one point. They are what they are. They are in the graveyard. Opponent doesn't have another land. Alright, let's get aggressive. They did 8 damage to themselves. Let's bolt them. Upstairs, let's go. BBE into Geisha Saint Draft sounds enjoyable, right? That's something we can do. Alright, they're obviously passing with removal up here, right? So I'm just gonna pass. Right, Bedlam currently costs a cool 6. I'm not playing the Snapcaster Mage out because I really don't want to just play it out into obvious removal here. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna use my mana this turn, I think. The Snap Bolt probably isn't getting that much better. It's kind of awkward that this makes our Bedlam Reveler slightly worse. What are the odds? Oh, crap! That was a pretty big punt. I could have tried to kill this. I guess they have a Fatal Push, they could have saved it. Or a Bolt of their own. Man. These 4-mana unsummons are great. Let me tell you about these 4-mana unsummons. They are powerful stuff. Send it back to where it came from. Oh, they have a fetch land. Yeah, you're right. You're right. They have a fetch land. I did the right thing. I did the right thing. I saw it change. Didn't think about the land. You're right. It's just so weird. Like, right? Like, it's turn 5 of Modern, and they don't have. All right, so they're dead to this Raging Ravine. Are we gonna cash this league? Are we gonna cash this league? That would be so exciting. Don't K-Command me. No, they're still dead through K-Command, right? Bloodbraid into K-Command means they're not dead. That's unfortunate. Oh, wait. No, yeah, because they have to chump block the Raging Ravine here. Yeah, definitely. Like, that's definitely part of the case. The reason why Jace is good is because he's flexible. Like, 4-mana on summon is one of his modes. They're probably going to discard our last card, plus kill our Jace here. And then the Bloodbraid Elf has to hang back, otherwise they're dead to the Raging Ravine. I mean, worth noting, if this Jace had been a Vapor Snag, our opponent would be dead right now. That's not true, because they'd be able to kill the Snapcaster Mage. What are they thinking about? Are they, like, thinking about, oh, no? They have to just kill the Jace, right? If they kill the, I guess they could kill the Snapcaster Mage and then not kill the Jace. Are they thinking about killing the Snapcaster Mage and then attacking the Jace? But then they die to the Raging Ravine, so like that's not an option. Yeah. So they're just like discard my card, kill my Jace. So they lead Bloodbraid Elf back to chump block. We're not going to play that. We're just going to force them to chump block. Getting this attack in with Raging Ravine here is also important because it means that my Raging Ravine no longer dies to Lightning Bolt, which is valuable. It also means it can attack into a 4/5 Tarmogoyf. So their fetch lands are off now as well. How big is Tarmogoyf? Is it a 5/6? I've lost track. I think it's a 5/6 with the Jace. Yeah. The Ravine can't attack. Alright, sweet. We cashed the league. Four mana unsummons, better than Jund. Opponent's draw was kind of bad there, right? Felt like their draw was kind of unimpressive. Hey, KRB 300. That brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Yep, he definitely peeled some hot ones. So this deck, Explore and Bedlam Reveler left a lot to be desired. Jace was okay, but like not impressive. I think if you get rid of Jacob, calm down, buddy. I know it's upsetting that your tablet is dead, but I think if you get rid of the Bedlam Revelers, you no longer have to play Thought Scour as your cantrip because we're playing Thought Scour to try and fuel Bedlam Reveler. So I think if you like cut these cards, you could replace them with other things. I think I would get up to 4 Tarmogoyfs in here. I think you could probably get something like Young Pyromancer in here. I think my gut would say to trim the top end here. I'd probably go down to this at the top end and cut the Chandra altogether and probably put the Jace in the sideboard. And then you could turn these into Serum Visions and then these into like Tarmogoyfs and Young Pyromancers potentially. It's It's a tough life when your tablet's broken. Everything, I even gave him a different tablet, but he knows it's not his. So, he knows it's not his tablet. Goblin Rabblemaster could be interesting to make it more aggressive too. Rabblemaster or Pyromancer. 3 mana is a lot of mana in Modern though, so I'd kind of be tempted to play more 2 mana cards. Alright, at any rate, that's the end of that one.